Some time ago, I realized that I want to make a really good multifunctional sans serif typeface. Not something boring and faceless, but something with a nice touch of a distinctive personality and really high quality. So this video is a time-lapse type design process of making my recent font family called Right Grotesk. And I'll be sharing the story behind this project with this voiceover, just to make it a little bit more entertaining and informative. So the initial idea was to record the whole design process, start to finish, and make it public. But because this typeface has ended up having tons of weights and widths, it took months and months of work, which would be a bit too long to watch. So what you're watching right now is the first few hours of making a real commercial typeface. Let me share a little bit about the process itself. Just like many others, I start with the lowercase n and o, and that's because these letters have some fundamental properties such as weight, width, contrast, character, and details. And many other letters are based on these letter forms, directly or indirectly. So I move from simple to more complex shapes. Also, I hate drawing with the pen tool, so I copy and paste as much as possible, but of course then it requires some adjustments. And sometimes I do sketch on paper first, but in this case the idea was pretty clear in my head and I started directly in the software. So right now you're seeing me kinda improvising and figuring out stuff on the fly. Also, instead of drawing each letter precisely and perfectly, I prefer to sketch out the whole alphabet as quickly as possible. Since Typeface is a system, it's important to see how all the characters work together and get its structure first, and the details can be adjusted later on, and it really can take a while. And by the way, if you're wondering, this software is called Glyphs. It's my personal favorite, but there are other good apps as well. But if you're a beginner, I have to tell you that drawing letter forms in something like Illustrator is a huge waste of time. Specialized font design apps are generally way better for that. They give more precision and control over the curve, and they speed up the whole process a lot. Alright, let's talk about the typeface. As I mentioned in the beginning, the idea was to make something that you can use in all sorts of projects and styles. Usually that means that the typeface should be neutral and kind of faceless to not drag any attention to itself. But, first of all, we already have enough of those. And second, I believe contemporary design and our today's culture in general is not about being neutral, but about personality and relationships. So how can you design something neutral, but not neutral? That's what this project is all about. I had a few criteria. First, style range. To make it a real contemporary workhorse, it needs to cover the whole range of styles and widths that people might reasonably need. Second, classic type anatomy, but with a subtle twist. Non-designers should not question this type. But if one looks closer, there are some non-standard solutions to some parts of it. Third, high quality. It should be easy to use without any effort from the designer, should be nice to read, should work well and correctly in many languages. Right Grotesk can be categorized as Gothic or grotesque, which is what sans serif fonts were before the Swiss typography, Univer, Helvetica and all of that neutral stuff. That genre had more natural and humanistic forms, which was perfect for this project. It's not a revival of any particular typeface from the past, but rather a personal impression of the whole genre. And the ink traps are one of its key features. And even though ink traps are a kind of a trendy thing to do these days, I tried my best to make them subtle and not annoying. Another feature is sharp reverse terminals of letters like lowercase r or t or f. Sure, I'm not the first person to do that, but it's still kinda rare. And if you want to discover other features of the final version of this Right Grotesk, maybe download it for free for personal projects or even get a commercial license, you can find the link in the description below. Alright people, I hope that was interesting to watch and listen. Let me know if you want to see more process videos here or if you have any questions. Consider doing the like and subscribe thing, and of course, have a nice day.